Let's get started with the webinar. Today we have Mr. Omer Mohammed with us. Mr. Omer has over 15 years of work experience. He's a skilled business, sales, and marketing operations specialist with experience in various techniques like data governance, data analysis, reports, dashboards, and gathering insights. He has worked in big four companies like Deloitte and currently works as lead sales ops engineer at Workspot. I'm sure he has a lot of wisdom to share with us. So, Mr. Omer, I welcome you to the session. Thank you for joining us, sir. Over to you.
Thanks. So hi everyone. So this is going to be a very basic webinar on how to create dashboards and what are the other items that need to be covered. I think it's like the basic, we can quickly go through the basics of how spreadsheets can be managed. And then, we will have a data set, we'll have an example data set that we'll use to create a dashboard. And I'm sure some of you are already experienced in using Excel, right? So if you are looking for some more features, then maybe I can add those two at the end of the class. So I have got this data set with me. So this is the data set that has been provided to me. And these are some names. These could be results of a test that's been carried out, various tests. But for our purpose, what I am going to consider these are as product codes, and these could be sales, and these are numbers that will denote the sale value in terms of dollars, for example. So here this is called sales hourly demo data set from Intellipaat. So, and I would recommend that you follow along as I do some of these steps so you can get used to it. Firstly, what I'm going to do is, now here's the data set, and if you see this, uh, it's a tabular data set, but then there is no name here. The product name is pasted across columns here, right? The product name. Let me color it up for you as a highlight. So these are the product names, but we want this to be in a further tabulated form or in a form wherein we can do some analysis on the products also. Let me show you what happens if we have data in this format. So if I have to create a pivot table, so I'll select the data set here. Okay. Let me just select the whole data set by, so I am in this table. I can see that there are no gaps in between, because if there are any gaps in between, then the shortcut wouldn't work. So what I will do is I'll click on the control home button. I'll click on the control button. I'll press the home control key and the home key, and it'll take me to A1. And then from here, if I have to find out if my data set is complete without any blanks, then all I need to do is I need to press Control Shift 8. And sure enough, when I press Control Shift 8, all the data set, whatever is there, gets selected. And if there is a gap in between, for example, let me add a blank row in between here. So I'll select a random cell here and I'll add a blank row. Okay, Alt H to select home, insert, right? And then R, Alt H I R, that's a shortcut. So I have added a blank row here. Now, if I go Control Home, so if I press the Control key and the Home key together, it will take me to the Home button, which is A1. And then from there, what's going to happen is, now this Control Home key, now from here, if I press Control Shift and 8 together, right? Control Shift 8. So Excel is going to recognize only this as the data set, and the blank would be gone. Like after the blank, whatever rows are there are not selected. Hence, it's important to make sure that all of your data set, at least in the first column, has got no gaps. So if I am in cell A1, right? I am in cell A1. You can see that this is the address. If I press Control Shift down to go to the last cell with any value, it stops at 50,533, row number 50,533. And if I go below this, I can see that there's no data at all, which means this is my data. Starting from cell A1 till cell 50,533. That's my data set. All right. Now, the other thing that I can do here is I actually want to make this inside in a form where I can also have product name here, right? I need the product name here. So here my product name is being shown as a column header, but I actually want my product name to show up in this, right? So in order to do that, what I will do is I'll just need to see if you're all having the file ready with you. Do you all have access to the file now? Have you opened it on your screens? Because it will be very helpful if you can follow along. Let me see if there are a few yeses there. All right. So what I'm going to do here is there are a few shortcut keys. I'm going to make use of those shortcut keys to create each data set for each product here. And then I'm going to combine all of those. Okay. So what I will do is I can click on this here, right click and move or copy. So this is a sheet here, right? I can right click this and move or copy, right? And then I can create a copy, but I feel that it's easier for me to create one. How many products are there? Let's see. There are about 8 products. So I'll just hit the Shift F11 key 7 times. Okay. So Shift F11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, each of these should have my product names. So I'm going to go here, copy the product names. I will, I'll just paste all of these. Okay. I'll paste all of these in each of those sheets again. So here it is, sheet 16. I'll press, so I have selected A1 in sheet 16, and then I'll hit the shift key, right? I'll hit the shift key and select sheet 10, right? So all of these are selected. I had already copied all of the data set earlier. I'm going to repeat this step again. So this is my original sheet, right? There was just one sheet. This is my original sheet. I know that there are no gaps in my sheet. I created 10 more sheets here by hitting the Shift F11 key 7 times because I need to create a data set here. So after having copied this and after having created all of these new sheets here, I'm going to select the first blank sheet, which is this, and then I'm going to hit the Shift key and then I'll click on the other blank sheet. Like I want to select all of these blank sheets at once. So what I'm going to do is select one sheet, select sheet 10. After having hit, like you should keep the Shift key pressed and then click on Shift sheet 10. So now you can notice that all of these are bolded, right? These sheet names are bolded, which means all of these are selected. Now I'm going to, so you know that it's already copied, right? The data set is copied to a clipboard. So I'm going to hit Control V to paste the data set. Now, what I have done here is I have created this data 8 times. Now this table has been copied about 8 times. Now, in my sheet 16, I'm going to get rid of this whole thing here. Okay. I need only the first product to show up and everything else should go away. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, so sheet B, right? This is the first thing here. I'm going to retain this, but I'm going to remove all of these. So how do I do that? You have to select from here till here, or you can even do this. Control Shift down, right? And all of this data is there, no? Or you can just delete all of these columns at once, right? So I want to retain this, but want to shift and right key still here. I don't even care about weekday name, month and hour and year also, because these are all, these can be read, like we can get these by using the formula. So I'm going to hit Control minus. Control minus is going to delete all of the columns that I had selected, right? So you do that, right? And then I'm going to create another one. So here I want to retain only the second column, right? So only the second column. MO1AB is the first product. MO1AE is the second product. And what are these? It's the date field, right? It's the date field, and the date field is not showing the dates here because there's a lack of space there, right? So I need to increase the column width. How do I increase the column width? Or I can auto fit the column width by saying Alt. When I hit the Alt key, the shortcut keys for home, for page layout, for all the tabs will show up. I want to go into H here, and then I want to go into format, right? So my format key is here. So it will be selected by using the O key. So O is what I selected, and I want to auto fit. So Alt H O, and then what is it? I for auto fit. So I hit the I key, and then here I can see that. Let me select the whole column itself, and Alt HOI, right? Alt HOI is going to auto fit the column width so that all the numbers are shown. All right. So I can do this even here, right? Now I will keep going to the different sheets here and retain the data set that I need. And then here, this is date again, control and space, right? When you hit the control and space column in any of the cells, the whole column will get selected. And then I can do the Alt HOI shortcut to auto fit my column widths. To copy data in all sheets, all I need to do is I need to click on one blank sheet. I need to click on another blank sheet, like till here, from here till here, if there are all blank sheets, right? Imagine that your sheet 13, 12, 11, and 10 are blank sheets. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the shift key. With one selected, I'll select the other key here, like the sheet name. So you can notice that all of the sheets are selected at once. And I can also make sure that all of these are selected by, for example, here, right? All of these, this is all blank, but I know that I have copied it to the clipboard, right? I have pressed the Control C keys when selecting the original data. So now I can say Control V here to paste it. But once I paste it, right? For example, here's the data. Here's the data, right? And here's a blank sheet, right? I want to paste it here. So this is not useful, right? Because I want to paste my data into so many sheets at once. So I am going to just select this data here, copy it, and select all the blank sheets. And I need to make sure that my cell A1 is selected in the blank sheet. And then once I select this sheet 13, and then I press the shift key, and then I select sheet 10 here, all of the sheets in between are selected, including the first one and the last one. When I press Control V here, I can make sure that all of my data is pasted into all of these sheets. Is that clear? All right. So now let's check this out. So this is MO1AB. So all of the data will be overwritten. Okay, all of the data will be overwritten. Now, if I have any data already, I need to make sure that my data, it's all blank. And that's the reason why I had to create a new sheet by pressing Shift F11 key. So when I press Shift F11, there won't be any data. So you need to make sure that you paste it only on the blank sheet. All right. So let's just prepare this data. We're going to create something here. So here's the first product in my second sheet. This is the second, what you call product name. So how do I navigate? So control and page down. When you press control page down, it will move. You will be able to navigate across the sheets like this. See, I'm pressing control shift down, and it is taking me across the sheets, different sheets. And if I have to go back to the first sheet, I just have to press control page up, control and the page up keys. If you keep pressing one by one, so control page up, I have pressed it once, and I move to the left sheet, control page up again. It's going to take me to the leftmost sheet, just like that. Okay, control page up, right? And control page down is going to move towards the right. Okay, so here's my third product that I need to retain. So I'm going to do control column to select my columns there, right? I selected these two columns because I don't need these column names in C and B. I don't need these. So the whole column, if I have to select, it's going to be control and space bar. And then I press control minus to delete it. Okay. And the rest of these, I need to delete these as well. So control minus, select those and control minus. How do I auto fit the width of this column? Control space in column A and Alt. It's easy to remember the shortcut formulas, guys. All you need to do is you need to keep practicing. You need to stop using the mouse when you are in Excel, and then you have to start pressing the Alt key. When you press the Alt key, the menu options, all of these things will, show you the shortcut keys. For example, this H here, right? So let me see what's there. H, and then I can go to my format key because I need to format it. O, and then default width, but I want to auto fit the column width. So I'm going to select I. Hit the I key because it says I. So it gets very slow for you. It's slower in the beginning, but you keep practicing, and then it will be easier for you to remember these. All right. So here's the third sheet. So similarly, I'm going to. So that's the fourth product name. Control page down. So fifth one I need to retain. So there it is. Right. And then control page down. Sixth one that I need to retain. So okay. And then NO2BA it says. Okay, NO5C followed by RO3 and RO6. Okay, so this is something I don't need, I think. Let's see. How many columns do I have? MO1AB is one product. MO1AE followed by NO2BA, NO2BE, and then NO5C, NO5B, right? NO5C. Okay, NO2BA seems to be a duplicate sheet there. So I'm going to delete this sheet. How do I delete this sheet? If there's a sheet that I don't need, right? I press Alt, I press H, and then is there the option to delete anything, right? I need to look for that. I find I can't delete a sheet from here. Oh, there is one delete option there, right? See, here's delete. So I press D, and then it gives me the option of whether I want to delete cells or rows or columns or the whole sheet itself. But I will do what? I will press the S key. So that's the shortcut key for deleting a sheet. Alt H D S. And remember, guys, you will not be able to undo this change. If I press Control Z after deleting a sheet, it won't undo that change. Okay. So shortcut key file. The only way. Yeah, that's a good idea. Someone has suggested that I make the product names A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So let's do that. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 and 8, right? These two are there too. So, but there's a reason why these product names are named this way, because we need to look at some more things, some groupings. Okay. Hence, although it's a good idea, let's do one thing. Yeah, let's going to get on the sheet. There you have NO5C, right? So NO5C and RO3. There you go. Now, here's your file that I want to recreate, right? If I have to recreate this, I want the year, month, hour, and weekday name, right? I need the year, month, hour, and weekday name. I can get it from here, but I just want to delete it for now. Year, remember guys, year, month, hour, and weekday name. Let's just delete this. Okay. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to add all of these. I want to consolidate all of these one below the other, right? I want to consolidate all of these one below the other. So what I can do is, it's very easy. I'm going to go here. First of all, I need to put the product name here in C1, right? Now I can see that the first two columns in all of these sheets is date. Let's rename it date, and some kind of a name which is random, like right, like a product name. So date and product name, right? But I need to have the product name here. So you write product name here. Let's do one thing. C1 needs to have product name in all of these sheets. See, you can see that I have a sheet name here. And you can see that in each of these sheets, there's the date and the and the what? And the product name. But I need to specify product name as a header inside C1. How do I do that? So I'll select this sheet and I'll select the last sheet also. Where's my sheet here? Select all sheets. If I right click here and say select all sheets, what will happen is that C1 is selected in all of the sheets. So in my C1, in my cell C1, I can write product name and I can press Control Enter. Okay, guys. In my C1 here, I have selected all the sheets, right? I have selected all the sheets, and in all the sheets, C1 is selected. All I need to do is, for example, if in my sheet 16 here, some other cell is selected. In my sheet 15, some other cell is selected. Sheet 13, some other cell is selected. And here, if I select C1, right? Now, this is the active sheet, right? How do I differentiate between an active sheet and a non-active sheet? All of these sheet names are not bolded, but this one is, right? This one is in green color. So this means that this sheet is selected. So if I select C1 in this sheet, and then if I select all sheets, what will happen is that in all the sheets, C1 would have been selected. I don't have to even go and check that. Now, let me write in C1 product name, right? Product name. All right. After having done that, now I can click on any of these sheets to check. See, in sheet 12, product name. In this sheet, some other cell was selected, but now all of these sheets have got product name written over here, right? The other thing that I need to do is I want to select this here and I want to select the date columns in all of these sheets. And we know that all of these sheets have got only 3 columns. Now, I'm going to hit the shift key and the last sheet name also, so that I can make sure that all of these columns are selected in all of these sheets. And now I can do Alt H O I. Now what is going to happen is that all of my columns here would be auto fit to based on the width of the dates. See, otherwise you must have observed that some of these were like squished and only the hashes were showing up. All right. Now I need to copy these product names here, right? I need to copy these product names. So for this one, what I'm going to do is in all of my sheets, I'm going to select this here, this C1. I want to select C2 everywhere, right? Shift and select the last sheet also after having selected C2 inside the active sheet. You could, for all it matters, you could be in any of these sheets. Okay. Let me show you. You could be in any of these sheets. Select this, right? Now, I want you guys to select all sheets. Now you can make so what does this mean? In all the sheets, C2 is selected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formula equals B1, right? Equals B1 followed by Control Enter. What is it going to do? It is going to put the formula name everywhere. So here you can observe that as soon as I did that, all right. So you can see here that all of these formulas are updated based on the sheet itself. Equals B1, right? And whatever is in B1 will show up here. But what I want to do is, let me select all sheets again. Now, if I select this sheet and all the sheets, and if I select this cell, and if I hover around to the corner of this cell, right, it becomes a cross, a black plus sign comes in. Now I just need to hit this, I just need to double click this. And once I double click this, what's going to happen is that this formula gets updated in every cell. But this is not I wanted. This is not what I had wanted, right? So I'm going to change this. Now what has happened is that I actually wanted this product name to repeat across all the rows in this sheet. And similarly in this sheet, I wanted this product name to repeat across all these sheets. The reason why it did not is because my formula is B1. And when I double clicked on this, it took B2 instead, right? That's relative reference. So these are what? Relative references. But I want this to be copied across the rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you how that's done. Shift select this sheet. Now I want to change the formula. Okay. What's my formula going to be? I want this one to not change, right? See, B1, I want this to be B1 also. I want this also to be B1. How do I do that? I will do it by selecting this B1 and I will hit the F4 shortcut key, F4 function key. When I hit the F4 function key, it will lock the whole thing, B1. Now this is a locked reference, right? And now if I press enter, control enter, and followed by that, I will just do a double click again like this. I will hover around to the C2 cell. I know that there is a logged reference here, cell reference, which is B1. So here, this B1 will go down in all these rows and all of these will reflect the same product name. Double click. And sure enough, all of these are updated. Let's check in other sheets also and see. This B1 is no longer becoming B2 when it is copied over to this, right? So now I have this data set and F4 is the shortcut key to get the logged references. Anyways, now I actually want to copy all of these and paste these, right? So first of all, I just need to copy all of these columns that I have, right? Select all these columns at once in any of these sheets. Select all sheets by right clicking on the sheet name, select all sheets, right? Now you can copy and then copy paste as values. How do I do that? Control C to copy the data set, the whole columns that are there, and Control Alt V. When you press Control Alt V, it will open the page paste special dialog box. From here, what I want to do is, I don't want these formulas to be retained. I want all of these to show up as values. So I select values, I press OK, and all my data now, if I check, will be like this. The formulas are gone. We used to have formulas in column C. All of those formulas are gone. All the formulas have been pasted as values, right? Now, what I can do is I can combine all of these data sets. Okay. And now, yeah, I want to make one more change here. This is going to be sale value. Okay. This cell B1 needs to be sale value. Now that I have copied my product name here, I can get rid of the product name from here, right? So I can select B1 in all the sheets. And the easier way to select all sheets is you do select B1 in any of the active sheets, right click on the sheet, select all sheets, right? Now I can edit this header to say sale value, right? Sale value, control enter, so that all of these sheets also will show the same thing. Control enter. Remember to do control enter instead. Because if I select something here, if I select something in another sheet, for example, now this randomly, let's select any of the blank cells, right? Now, if I select all sheets, now if I press, if I call this A, B, C here, and I just press enter, let's check what happens. Now this ABC would not have been copied in all the other sheets. Oh, it did. Sorry. So control, even without control enter, if you select all the sheets, it's going to work. All right. I myself forgot the shortcut key C. But yeah, select all sheets and then but it's a good practice to, do control enter. For example, if I select all these cells at once and I press Q in one cell, if I do control enter, all of these will have the same value. So it's always better to use control enter shortcut key instead of enter. You use only the enter key if you have to go downwards. You need to use the tab key if you have to go rightwards, right? And you can use the shift tab key to go leftwards and shift enter key to go upwards. Okay. All right. Having said that, let's just consolidate all of these now. I will just press Control Shift. Now let's copy this whole thing here. Now sheet 16, I have got data in my sheet 16, right? Control Shift 8, Control X to cut this and paste it in sheet 15 like this. Then you can select the whole thing from here, Control C and paste it in sheet 13. What we are doing is we are actually consolidating this data. There is another way to do it, but it will get more complicated. It will take more time to teach. So I'm just going to copy all of this and paste it here. You can choose to cut and paste, and you can choose to copy and paste the whole thing below an existing table. Now this is going to be our actual data set. I want to get rid of all these sheets here. So like we now have a single data set like this. I think there are a few of these are duplicates also, but doesn't matter. Let me share it with you. Let me see if I can quickly do this, right? It's just not. So here's the CSV file. Now, quickly, I'm going to do the same thing because I think you have all followed me. So what I did was I showed you how to copy it in different sheets and then consolidate it. What I will do now is I'll just do it quickly here. Now I need 8 sheets, right? 8. So 1, this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to follow along for this one. 6, 7, 8. All right, I've got these 8. Now this one is a 1. Control X, paste it here. Control X for this one, paste it here. There's another one. Control X, paste it here. Here you go. So there we go. Now this is my data set, right? This is my data set, which has got all these names here. Let's see if I can do some more things here. Just a minute, please. Just want to make sure that if there is 8 here, I just need to get the product name from there. So what I'm going to do is, I think this is not a number, so let's go for this one. Let's go for the blanks here. All right. So whenever there's a datum, just need to. So this is how we filter actually. Just notice what I'm doing, but you don't have to copy all this. Just trying to get the product name towards as a new column. We already did what we had to. That's our data set. And here, MO1AB is actually our sale value, right? Just showing you how it gets faster if we remember how the data is arranged, right? Okay, so quickly we are going to change this now. Then I'm going to get rid of some of these blanks from here. And I think that's a, let's see, 0. And I think that's a blank. We don't know this. So here's our actual data. Okay, let's format this. If I copy this, and all of my dates are showing up. Okay, so this is my data. Now from here, what I wanted to show you was, guys, you see this sales hourly. I've got some blank sheets, some useless columns here, right? So I want to get rid of this, but I also want to add year, month, hour, and weekday name, right? Now, again, you must remember, if these are these hashes, right? These actually denote that there is not a lot of space. The column width needs to be improved. So Alt HOI after selecting the whole column. That's what is going to fix this. All right. Now I need to get the year. I need to get the month, hour, and the weekday name. So there are some formulas based on which we can get it, right? Let's see. So year, how do I get the year for this date? I will get it by using this formula. So in this file, guys, from this file, what you guys would need to do is you will need to add those year, month, right? We need to add year, month, maybe the hour also, and maybe the weekday, right? Probably because we want to see what's the sales on a Saturday and a Sunday compared to compare these sheets, and you will understand what we have done. We have done some processing here because this was in a cross tab format with the product names showing up as headers, but we wanted these to be shown under a new column called product name, right? We wanted it into a tabular format. So you can see here that this is the difference. Now this one is actually a fact table kind of a thing, right? You have a product name here, but here this one is actually a summary. So from summary, we actually created a fact table so that we can do some analysis here easily. Because if we do our analysis from this file, which is made available to us, then based on product name, we can't do, analysis. We'll always have to convert this into this format. Okay. All right. Now, from here, I need to get the year, right? How do I get the year? I don't even have to worry about year because you guys know about pivot tables. I think you already have. For example, if I try to create a pivot table from the data which is available, instead of looking at this data, guys, I have added these column headers: year, month, hour, and weekday. But let's say I don't even want these. I only want to look at this data. These three columns. This is my whole data actually, right? Now this one is the whole thing. If I select these three columns and press Alt N V, I'm just going for the pivot. Let's go for a pivot chart. Okay, pivot chart and pivot table here. Okay, select the data, go to insert, and from insert, I want to go get into pivot chart and pivot table. How do I do it? All I need to do is I need to select the columns where I'm interested, like the columns from which I need to make an analysis, or I need to create a chart, right? So Control Shift down to select the whole column, like wherever data is there. Control Shift left. All right. So columns A, B, and C are here. From here, what I'm going to do is Alt N, right? Alt N, and then this one, SZ, SZP. All right. Now it's asking me where to create the pivot table. Let's just create it here, anywhere here. Now, guys, from here, now this is the pivot table interface. I have selected those three columns. There are all those three fields are showing up here. Datum, please excuse, this is called date, right? So let's add the datum field here in the axis. Okay. Let's click on this, and automatically it has selected this as datum. Oh, but my datum field is showing this as a row label, although I just want to get rid of this. My headers, my column headers are the first rows only. But anyways, what I will need to do is I just need to remove this. Yeah, let's create a table like this. Okay, let's create this as a table. Control T. My table has headers. Okay. So after selecting this, my table 1 is created. Now what I can do is, if I have to summarize with a pivot table, I can click on this and okay. Now this date, by default, my date actually, this isn't working the way I want it to. Something is off this. Let's just, oops, here it is. Here's my date field. Let me convert it into a range only. This is a table. I can convert it into a range. Let's convert it into a range. Yes, I would say yes. And all of these in the same format. This one in the same format too. And of course, this one should be date and time format. So Control 1 to open the format dialog box and go to date. And where's my date and time? Here it is. So date and time is given. How do I get the year? Because what happens is that when I create a pivot table, dates are automatically converted into quarters, years, months, etc. Still, just to show you how year can be calculated from this, I'm going to say equals year, right? And then select the date field, close the brackets. It will show you the year. Let's double click on this cell like this so that it's all populated. All the data sets are rows are populated. Similarly, I want to get the month. How do I get the month name from here? I will do equals text, right? Equals text. I will select this date value, comma. Month is going to be MM, so that I can show the whole month name here. So this is going to show me January, right? And similarly, that's the formula, guys. For January till October, you can see that it's 10 here. So if I do a text format for this, I will get month. But if I do MMM only, then I'll only show the first three letters of the month name. But I'll just go with MMMM. That's your formula. Okay. There are 7. Datum is a column. I don't understand what that means. Yes, I'll get the hour also, so that we know which day of the hour, which hour of the day sales are more overall, right? If I have to do that, I'll get the hour column also populated. So just wanted to let you know that we can get these from here. Okay, day. I need to get the day. How do I get the day? I will use the text formula here. I'll select the date, A2, comma, DD, so that I can get the whole day name. I see. So there I go. All right. So now with this data, we'll have to create a dashboard quickly. What is a dashboard? Dashboard is a collection of charts, guys. Dashboard is a collection of charts. So before creating a dashboard, we'll actually have to visualize, or we'll have to ask some questions. For example, I am going to ask a few questions here, and then based on that, we are going to create our dashboard components. Okay. So let's say show sales by year, for years for all products, which means total sales for all products, right? Total sales but across years. And then let's say show sales trend by days. So weekdays, right? Weekday name, so that we can understand if it's actually more on the weekends, right? Then we can do the same thing for months also. Usually these are the type of questions which people will ask. And then compare. You can also compare two products and their sales across years. Okay. I want to have these four components, for example. How do I create these? Okay. So show sales by years, by weekdays, by months. All right. I'm going to create this from here. Select the whole data. All right. And Control C, Control Alt V. Now from here, Alt N V and SZ. I actually want the paper chart also quickly. So select that, press enter. Inside my new sheet, I'm going to say, well, let's look at the question now. Show sales by years for all product, right? Total sales by year for all products. How am I going to do that? I'm going to say year. And my sale value is going to come here. And there you go. Okay, there's something called value here. Let's see. What is that value field? If I have to look in my data set for some errors, see, as soon as I put my year there, I can see that there's a value field here which says it's a hash value, which is an error. So where is that error? Let me find it out. Control G, Alt X, Alt S, FUXG. So I can select whichever cells are there that will show error. Oh, there's none. Is there something else somewhere? 7 value I said before. I don't see 7 value. What's wrong with that? 1 by 4 by. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's a datum extra. Aha, thank you. Sorry for not noticing that. All right, so I'm going to select this datum, right? Okay, that's just the header. The 7 headers need to be removed. There are 7 headers. You want me to remove the header itself? 2014. What's wrong with this? 7 headers need to be removed. DATUM. There you go. Thank you. So 7 rows. Yeah, 7 rows that have. There are 7 rows that have got nothing here. I'm going to remove these. And now my data will be clean. You also can do that, right? What did I do? I filtered for datum, right? I filtered for datum from here, FE, and then selected those rows, deleted those. Thank you. So now I can refresh this. Oh, right. How do I refresh this? Alt A. You have to go to data. Alt A, R, and refresh all. And as soon as I refresh my data, like as soon as I make any changes in my data, I just need to refresh this to show it. But now this one across the years, if I have to see the trend for all products, what I would need to do is, this one is not count, right? This one is just a count. How many rows are there? But what I need is the sale value. How do I go there and open this pivot table fields? Count of sale value. I don't want the count of sale value. All I need is the sum of sale value. So I click on this count of sale value field settings, and sum it up. And there is my sum. All right. But across the years, if you have to show inside a graph, you'll always have to show it in terms of line chart. And that makes more sense. Okay. So I will right click on the graph, change chart type, select the line chart, you could select this one. Okay. So there you go. So that's your sales value across the years for all products. Now, if I have to compare a few products like that, right? If I have to add my products there and check it, you can check it from here also. Yeah, let's just go with this one. This is for the whole year. Now let's make this a component. This is going to be one component. Now let me add another component here. And yeah, you'll have to resize this. And I'll have to paste it here again so that I can get another component from there. What is it? What's the second question? Second question is show sales trend by weekdays, right? Across weeks, how is it? So I'm going to remove this year here from this one. I'm going to add weekday here. So across the weeks, how is it, right? By weeks, what is the sales value? Sum of sale value is okay. Now I can just say, based on this, I want to add a chart. I will go insert. This is the data that I have selected. And I'm going to say pivot chart based on this data. Let's go here. Now this one is going to show by week. I'm going to resize this one also, this component. And as soon as I resize the component, what is going to happen is that these values are there, no? These will also change. So I just need to make sure that my data is, yeah, properly shown. Let me cut this from here. Let me paste it here. Okay, I can remove these grids also, but you can see here that the most sales are actually happening on Saturdays across the years, across all the products. Okay. And then maybe, I can, the marketing team can actually, make sure that in order to take care of this dip here, right? There is a dip here. It's understandable, of course, but what can we do in order to make sure that these sales on Thursdays, are more? Maybe we could go with some offers so that the volume of sales increases on the Thursdays. All right. So if you can add these everywhere, right? If you can add these different types of charts inside a dashboard, and then if you keep updating your data here, then, for example, I can create a new sheet here, right? I can copy these components, copy control and click on both these, control X, paste it here. Those are just two, of course, but let's have another one quickly. Compare two products and their sales. Yeah, let's go with months. Yeah, trends for months. It's only for trends that we use a line chart, of course. Let's add another one and quickly. Now this one is going to be for months. So let's open the field, show the field list. Here it is. Let's take month, add it here, remove the weekday. So monthly sales also we can look at. Okay, for this one, select this data, insert, pivot chart, and of course I get, let's go with a like column chart now. I will copy this and paste it here. I can also choose to give a name here, right? I can give a name here. I can call it month by weekday or weekends, whatever. And then I can, rename this one also. Let's call it yearly sales. So you can see here. Now we can compare all of these trends, and even these can be, we can change the color for this one also. We can have a fill. We can, change the color of the background and all. But yeah, we are short on time. And the other thing that I wanted to tell here was that I actually wanted to cover some more time on that. But if you can add this box, right? If you can go to options inside your Excel, and you can add the developer tab, right? If you can add the developer tab, for example, if I go here to advanced, or let's go to customize ribbon. From here, you can go to all commands or all tabs, and then there is the developer tab here. Let's see if it's still available. Here it is. This developer tab, if it is there, no, you can add it, and then you can say okay. So this is going to allow you to write macros and all, but what I wanted to show you here quickly is that you can insert, you can use this insert button here from controls. You can insert the form controls, and then you can control your data set. Just like how I can add a slicer here. I know that I can add a slicer here, but instead of a slicer, you can also go with some other types of buttons. Yeah, now that I talked about slicers, I'll have to add it. Let's add a slicer. Let's add it. Let's make it by product name. Okay. And add it here. This is going to be, I can place it in a way that it's not going to affect anything else. So let's place it in a proper way. Now I can do one thing. I can actually compare two products. Let's say the reason why we have named these products in this way is that I want to bucket these as one. Like, what is my total sales for the products that are starting with M? M is a series of products. So I can check that. So this is what it is for M. Oh, okay, I just need to click on this, right click, report connections. Let's add it to all the pivot tables here so that all of these get updated. Now I can see here, this is my MO1AB, MO1E. I can click on this to deselect. Okay, click on this, deselect. All of these are not selected. Okay, let's select all, then click on. So only one I am able to see. If I click on this one, now its multi-selection is on. I can select both of those to see what's my M series, M product series sales trends. How are those looking like? I can select my N's here and deselect my M. So now this one is going to show it for the N series only, right? So that is what it is. And then we'll have to do some finishing touches in order to, uh, you know, show it like a good dashboard. But yeah, that is it for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the information. It was a great session. Thank you everyone for joining. Stay tuned with us.